Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High-impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Max Story.
Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Those are the words I learned from John Maxwell. That was probably in maybe 2010, 2011 when I discovered Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, in 2008, and read tons of his stuff, a lot of it over and over and over. But when I started studying John, that's when I really decided, hey, Max Story can go do this. When I was listening to Stephen Covey, I was loving what he was saying. And Stephen Covey was he's passed away now. That's why I say was, but he was a PhD professor. And so he kind of wrote like one. So it made my head hurt trying to read some of his stuff. But I learned a lot of new words that I'll never use, but I had to learn what they were. But he didn't inspire me to want to go do what he was doing. I saw videos of him on stage and that sort of stuff, but he was too proper and too squared away, and it didn't even cross my mind that I might want to do what he's doing one day. But as soon as I discovered John Maxwell was a pastor before he jumped out into the leadership arena for about 25 years. But when I saw and heard him on video, that's when I said, oh, Max Story can do that. Max Story can do that right there. Because he was cutting up, he was laughing, he was poking fun at himself a lot, and he was kind of ribbing on those bad leaders. If you've ever seen that good old show from the 1900s, Andy Griffith, there's a lot more leaders like Barney than there are like Andy. And John talks about the Andys in the world, and he pokes a little fun at the Barneys in the world. And I was like, oh, I can do that. So one of the first things that resonated with me that I heard when I started reading John's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, was when he started saying leadership is influence. And it really made me think about it. My first book, that inspired me to write my first book, which was titled Defining Influence. Increasing your influence increases your options. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, is to help you regardless of your position or title. You might be digging holes with a pick and a shovel or some type of machinery, or you may be in some other entry-level type blue-collar job. You may be running a machine like I did for the first 10 years. You may be doing roofing. You may be in the oil and gas industry. You may be in manufacturing, construction, mining. I have no idea. But what I know is leadership matters to you just as much as it does other people. When I was coming through the blue-collar ranks, I always thought I never want to be a boss. And most of the blue-collar people that I knew didn't want to be a boss. And the reason was there were so many Barneys out there, and most of us didn't want to be a Barney. We thought that's what a boss is. That's what a leader is. That is what a boss is. We were right there, but that's not what a leader is, not a high-impact leader. So the reason you need to listen to this podcast, study books, watch videos, listen to audio books, all that sort of stuff, is because you need to grow your influence. When you increase your influence, your options do increase. Leadership is influence. It has nothing to do with position, title, rank, any of that stuff, except when you're given a position or a title or rank or authority over others, you're given artificial influence. All you have to do is be given the authority, and you have influence that comes with that authority. People may respect your position, but they don't respect you. And you know what I'm talking about. So this applies to you if you're a frontline, entry-level, blue-collar worker, somebody leading those workers, or someone supporting those workers. Leadership applies to everyone. And that's what this entire podcast is going to be about. Every episode is going to be something to provoke thought within you that'll help you grow and develop positive influence. See, there's two types of influence, positive and negative. And we're always on the scale. We're on the scale, say the scale is 1 to 10. We own it somewhere. We don't get to say we don't want to play because we have influence. So we're either on the positive or the negative scale, and we're somewhere between 1 and 10. And my goal in life is to help people grow their influence on the positive scale so that they can have a better life at home and at work. Have a great day. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Max Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Max books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.